Hello beauty lovers, this is girl Zarina. Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make your soap bar from the scratch. Laid out here are the things that I'll be using to incorporate this recipe. I'll just introduce to you guys what I have laid out here, and we'll proceed to the video. For you to make your soap, you need your sodium hydroxide. Here, we'll be using sodium hydroxide for this recipe because we're making a soap bar. If you're making a liquid wash or liquid soap, then you can go for potassium hydroxide. Here I have my coconut oil. I'll be using cocoa butter for this recipe. I have my cocoa butter here. Almost gone. Here I have my castor oil, and here I have my pure olive oil. So quickly I'm going to measure out the recipes, all these items here, and I'll bring us back. Before you guys start asking me during the video what you brought out and how did you mix your lye, well, I'm using carrot juice, which I've actually juiced already, and I kept in the freezer to get freeze because I'm doing a cold process soap. So I'll explain further in the video and how you can actually add additives and what stage you need to add additives if you want to add whitening powders. So stay tuned and I'll bring you guys back with the measured out recipes. So this is juiced the carrot juice. I actually did it last night, and I just tied it up in this little plastic bags. So I'm just going to untie them. What I literally did was just to juice the carrots and get the right quantity that I wanted to dissolve my lye. And I kept it in the freezer to to ice it. So right now we're just going to be mixing our sodium hydroxide into this carrot juice. So you just want to do that little by little. I'm going to be leaving all the measurements in the description box. I'm making a 1000 grams oil batch. So in case you want to follow this recipe, you know exactly how to go about it. And I'm going to be dropping a video to explain how you can actually calculate your own recipe all by yourself without having to worry what do I need to mix into this, what light concentration do I have to go with. So I'll make a video to explain all of that. So you might want to look out for that video to understand how you can actually calculate your own soap recipe. That way you can swindle with any recipe found in journals, or for some of you who like to search the YouTube, you'll be able to calculate properly what you want your soap to look like. So I don't know if you guys can see that it's dissolving like really fast. If this was a room temperature water, you'll see it all smoky. So I'm just going to dissolve this properly, and I'll bring you guys back and show you how we mix the rest. So it's all well dissolved. We have no granules. See how creamy it came out. Now what you want to do is to get your oils, your measured out oils. This is my olive oil and my castor oil in here, and I have my solid oils here, which is the cocoa butter and the coconut oil. So I'm just going to add it in here all together. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. And now it's time for you to add your lye solution. You guys know how much nutrient carrots itself has got, so I don't want to bug you with the benefits of carrot itself. You can check that on Google. It's a natural lightener on its own. So at this stage, you want to start you use a stick blender. Just want to be sure. It's gonna get a bit noisy, but you want to mix this until you get to trace. Now, at this stage, if you want to add other additives, like for instance, you want to add kojic acid, you want to measure out your kojic acid and kind of dissolve it a little bit, then add it to this stage, this mixture, and you blend it in properly. If you want to add 2 or more additives, this is the stage that you can do that. So I'll probably do a video using other whitening powders to make out a solid soap. If you don't mix your soap to trace and you try to mold it, it will separate. I'm just adding a bit of turmeric powder to give it a beautiful color. My light concentration is at 40%. If you do a lower light concentration, everything is going to happen very fast, especially if you're doing a cold process soap. So I did a 40% light concentration. This I'll explain in my next video on how you can calculate your own light concentration depending on what you want your soap to look, or the outcome of your soap should look. So I'm going to do a detailed video on how you can calculate your own soap recipe. You want to look out for that video. At this stage, I just want to add my rose essential oil, and this will serve more like a fragrance. It's totally optional if you want to do this, and you just blend it in. Wow, I love the smell. You guys can see we are getting there. It's almost getting to traces. Is that it already? So this, to me, this is what I call trace. You can see the consistency. It's very thick. So at this point, I'll get my mold and pour out my soap in a mold and keep it for probably 6 to 8 hours, or just leave it overnight. We'll come back the following day to see what we've got. So let me just clean this with alcohol. Sorry about that, guys. Actually pre-cleaned it, but to be safe. So you just want to pour out your soap in a mold. I just left it to get to this consistency. You can, might decide not to allow it to get this thick before turning it into a mold. This is a highly requested video. It's not hard to make your soap from the scratch, guys. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple. Let me put this away. And you just want to dab to avoid getting bubbles in your soap, if you know what I mean. Just dab. So I'm not very good with this, but I just want to give it a kind of design. I'm not at his best, but you can feel free to do whatever you want with your soap. So, and I'll keep it to sit for the following day, and I'll come back and show you guys what the outcome looks. So guys, this is the outcome of the soap. Actually left it overnight and it became so hard. After cutting it into pieces, and this is what we have here. See, I guess the turmeric gave it some kind of a color, and this is still curing. You want to leave this soap for a period of at least 6 weeks before using, and then it will have gone through its saponification process. It will have cured better before using your soap. So simply, this is how to make your own soap bar at home. It's super pretty easy to make. In my next video, I'll be showing you guys how you can calculate your own soap recipe. This is not actually the best mold I've got to make a soap, so they actually give me the shape that I desire, but the most important thing is to pass out the information on how you can actually go about making your own soap bar at home. So that's guys. Until my next video, keep that glow alive, and I'll see you guys. Peace out.